Welcome. Today we explore Venezuela, a country known for its stunning geographical diversity and rich natural resources. From the Caribbean coastline to the Amazon forest, Venezuela's landscapes shape its climate, ecosystems, and economy. Venezuela holds the world's largest proven oil reserves, mainly in the Orinoco Belt. The early 20th century oil discovery drove urbanization and economic growth, but heavy reliance on oil has made the country vulnerable to price fluctuations and mismanagement. Money laundering is a major issue in Venezuela, linked to drug trafficking and political corruption. Illicit funds are funneled through shell companies, offshore accounts, and complex financial transactions. The key money laundering activities in Venezuela include drug trafficking. Profits from narcotics are laundered through businesses, real estate, and front companies. Corruption. Illicit proceeds from embezzlement and bribery are laundered via shell companies and offshore accounts. Illicit gold mining. Illegal mining profits are laundered through international markets, causing significant environmental damage. Currency exchange schemes. Hyperinflation and currency devaluation lead to profits from black market exchange rates. The US dollar is often used to hedge against the unstable bolivar, involving informal networks and smuggling. Political instability and entrenched corruption foster a culture of impunity. The economic crisis drives many into illicit activities, further fueling money laundering. Transnational criminal organizations exploit these vulnerabilities, laundering funds and co-opting state institutions, perpetuating corruption and criminality. Now, understanding money laundering in Venezuela is crucial for addressing its root causes and paving the way for a brighter future. Next, we'll explore the rules and regulations in place to combat these challenges.
In this session, I will focus on Venezuela legal framework and regulations. So for the overview, Venezuela have enforcement law specific targeting money laundering and the financing of the tourism. The controller of this framework is the Anti-Money Laundering and Culture Tourism Financing Law. Venezuela complies with this law is pretty accepted by international bodies such as the Financial Action Task Force, which evaluates the effectiveness of these regulations. Let's look at the League Index score for the money laundering and tourist financing in Venezuela from 2015 to 2023. Its efficiency increased from 6.29 in 2021 to 7.63 in 2023, suggestion that the pre-provide list of money laundering and tourism financing. The key regulation and legislation specific to Venezuela's first assessment and risk-based approach. Venezuela must assess money laundering risk and apply risk-based approach to mitigate them. Second, legal framework focus on law assessing terrorist financing. The third regulation thoroughly measure organized of financial must conduct customer due diligence. First, international corruption, for example, of the organized that held Venezuela, UNIF, fifth, non-compliance with FATF recommendation improvement, six, effectiveness provide funding to regulatory agency and correcting corruption.
Venezuela is facing a growing risk of money laundering and terrorist financing. Although the rules and regulations help mitigate these challenges, the economic and political environment strongly interferes with the effectiveness of these regulations. Venezuela has long had a problem with widespread government corruption. Some government officials themselves were participants in money laundering and have used their power to protect themselves or others involved, interfering with judicial processes and the investigation and prosecution of money laundering cases. This has led to incomplete data that does not give a true picture of the extent to which money laundering is investigated or punished. Moreover, Venezuela has long experienced economic crisis, with high inflation, a severe currency devaluation, and an economic system in chaos. In such cases, relevant regulators are lacking sufficient resources and capacity to effectively supervise regulatory agencies, creating an environment conducive to money laundering activities. The long-term political opposition and social instability has also led to fragmentation and confusion for law enforcement, making the fight against money laundering and other criminal activities less effective. Furthermore, political instability is affecting international cooperation, further weakening Venezuela's efforts to align with laws by international bodies such as the Financial Action Task Force. Finally, while the financial institutions have made efforts, both political and economic instability in Venezuela has led to inadequate regulators and compliance measures within these institutions. Therefore, they are facing pressures from political forces to advance their own interests or evade compliance requirements, affecting their abilities to effectively enforce AML regulations.
Money laundering in Venezuela has widespread of social and economic effects. Firstly, it redirects a lot of money away from public welfare projects like healthcare and education, making poverty and inequality worse. This shift of resources are not only causes economic slowdown but also widen the gap between rich and poor in society. Additionally, money laundering undermines people's trust in banks and the government, make it harder for the democracy to work well and reducing people involvement in society. As trust decreases, people start doubting how well their leaders are working, which makes it harder for law enforcement to do their job and make society less stable. Economically, money laundering causes money to leave the country and disrupt honest business, which leads the economy not to growing much and more people being out of work. Moreover, the connection between money laundering and organized crime, especially drug trafficking, make each other worse, leading to more violence and crime all over the society. This rise in criminal activity not only disrupts daily life but also undermines people's safety and imposes severe costs in society. Furthermore, the feeling of insecurity and lack of faith in the government's ability to tackle money laundering issue makes society less stable and create environment where lawlessness is more common than following the rules. As trust continues to decline, societal cohesion weakness make it increasingly challenging to pursue collective goals for improvement and development. Moving to my colleague Shreeva to talk about proposing alternative approach.
Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about alternative approach to combating money laundering in Venezuela. Venezuela is a significant hub for money laundering. Billions of dollars are laundered annually through the process of drug trafficking, illegal mining, corruption, and sanction evasion. A major factor contributing to this is the country's proximity to other drug-producing countries and a weak AML enforcement. The limitation of the current AML regulations are that they are ineffective, they lack independence and political will, and the broad scope of the AML laws. The various approaches to combat money laundering are as follows. Firstly, providing AML agencies with adequate resources, training, and technical expertise to expertly investigate and prosecute money laundering in many cases, ensuring financial intelligence unit operates autonomously, free from government interference, strengthening cross-border intelligence sharing, joint investigation with countries in the common regions such as Colombia and Brazil, leveraging international sanctions and asset freezing mechanisms to disrupt the financial network of Venezuela and their elites and their enablers, along with establishing a specialized money laundering courts to expedite the complex financial crimes and implementing a robust whistleblower protection mechanism to encourage reporting such illegal acts. Some technical solutions could also be the use of blockchain-based platforms that can provide a secure, transparent records of financial transaction, making it more difficult for money launderers to conceal their activities. Additionally, implementing AI-driven analytics to identify suspicious patterns and detect money laundering within Venezuela.